Hello, everyone. I am Addi Cassius, Empress Addi. This is the Empress Addi Podcast. I have been going through a lot of thinking, and that's why, even though I launched um, season 2 of the Empress Addi Podcast, I really just took a pause. Yeah, life happens, and I'm doing a lot this summer, but I needed to come on here and talk. And so it's not the bubbly, jovial Addie that you're probably accustomed to. Today's podcast, I really need to address the two Americas. One simulation, it's two Americas. Um, I just got back from Washington, D.C. with my daughter, nonetheless. And I need to tell you, I was annoyed the entire trip. Not because of traffic, not because of the heat, and certainly not because of my daughter. It was because at every single stop, every monument, every tour, every checkpoint, I watched this country perform a promise it has never actually kept. And we walked past armed personnel to see the monuments to liberty. I held my passport like it was an armor. I was hypervigilant the entire time because my youngest daughter was with me and I don't play about mine. I don't feel safe in my own country's capital. Let that sit with you for a second. And here's the part that really got me. We went to the National Museum of African American History and Culture, a building that exists specifically to correct the record. And even there, in the one space built for us, the exhibits leaned so hard into trauma and struggle that our genius, our joy, our dominance got compressed into a one level footnote. Even our own house of memory couldn't fully escape the habit of shrinking us. A teensy little, nod to Toussaint Louverture, um, and not enough information on the contributions of my people. And that's the dual America that I'm talking about. One America performs its founding promises on marble. The other America is what it's actually like to live inside the gap between that promise and the actual reality. So here's some context on me. I'm first American born person in my family. Um, Anyone who's like me know exactly what that means. But for me, my parents are Haitian. They're from Haiti. I've spent my entire life in what I call triple consciousness, not even W.E.B. Du Bois dual consciousness, no, triple. Not Haitian enough for Haitians, not American enough for Black Americans, and never fully accepted by white America either. So imagine standing in the capital of the country I was born in and feeling like an outlier in it. And then the news caught up with exactly how I was feeling. Back June 25th, 2026, the Supreme Court, 6-3, the Supreme Court just let the Trump administration end temporary protected status for over 350,000 Haitians. Hours later, you have that bitch, Megyn Kelly, on her show saying, go home, get out, go back to effing Haiti. Um, Homeland Security officials echoed her, time to go home, get repatriated, Meanwhile, the State Department's own travel advisory says do not travel to Haiti. Crime, kidnapping, civil unrest, level 4. The hypocrisy is uncanny. So which is it? So here's what nobody is saying. Go fix your country, right? Is that what they want to say? Because in 1825, because we have to keep jogging people's memories back. 1825, France pointed warships at Haiti and demanded the equivalent of $100 million payment for lost property. Who's this lost property? Us, including the enslaved people themselves. Land that was not yours, just to recognize the independence Haiti had already won. We kicked your ass. Now, Haiti paid the ransom for over 100 years. Then the U.S., good almighty USA, came right on in for nearly 20 years, took most of our national budget to service that same debt while paying themselves for managing us and our finances. And in 2004, when Haiti's president asked France to pay that money back, he was removed in a coup the United States had helped install. So when they tell us to go back and fix our country, know that that is exactly what we want to do. We can do that if you get your ass out of our country. They mean fix alone what two superpowers spent 2 centuries dismantling. So we should have already been there. We were on our way. We were the richest island in the Antilles. We should have been there. If you hadn't robbed us, if you hadn't robbed us blind on the way out, on the way in, on the way out, and even now. So this is what disappoints me the most. Not any one moment, it's the pattern. Every generation declares progress permanent. I know when I was a child in the 80s, it really felt like America was turning for the better. Even with Reagan, even with Bush, first Bush, it just felt different. And, yeah, every generation we declare progress is permanent. And every generation watches it get rolled back the second it threatens someone else's comfort. And let's talk about this. Nolan Xavier Wells, Ocean Springs, Mississippi. An 18-year-old named Nolan Xavier Wells went on a boat trip on July 4th and never came home. His body was found 2 days later. The sheriff said no foul play before an autopsy or any investigation could even begin or finish. His family still don't have all the answers that they need. And groups like the Proud Boys still marching through American streets in broad daylight, even though they should be cowardly boys, because they are indeed boys covering their faces, because they know there's no real consequence coming, but they are there to terrorize. So tell me again that we need to get over it as a people. Tell me again that there's no more racism in America. I am angry. I am. And I have every right to be. So does every person whose ancestors built this country's wealth and were denied its promises. So does every single person who is a decent human being. But here's what actually amazes me. It's not our anger, it's our restraint. We have every reason to burn this whole shit down, but instead, we keep showing up. We keep organizing, we keep documenting, we keep insisting that we belong in rooms that were never built for us in mind. Just think about all the Black women right now who are out of work and overly qualified, overly educated. We're creating our own space, we're creating our own businesses. Meanwhile, ICE is killing our people in the streets. So when I say dual America, yeah, there's a dual America. Because if Americans were honest with themselves, if you want all immigrants to go home, that means everybody go home. That means get the fuck out. Everybody get the fuck out. And leave the indigenous people, people who were here to run their countries. So the hypocrisy is uncanny. And maybe that's the real dual America, not the simulation versus reality, but the gap between the country that exists on paper and the one gap that we keep having to build with our own hands, generation after generation. We have to prove that we're human. We have to prove that we belong. We have to prove that our lives matter. Now, I don't even know if I'm going to live to see this gap close because I was much more optimistic as a child. So, but I'm not done trying. Um, but don't worry. What's that bitch name? Don't worry, whatever her name is. And just like that, I forgot about her. We want to go back to our country. Get out first. I do dream of a better Haiti. Get the hell out. Because Haiti is rich. Okay? But while I'm here, I am still American and I'm not done. So take a seat, have several seats, because you're just upset that despite what you throw at us, we're still here. We're still thriving. Let me catch a coward boy in my neighborhood. This was, I invite you to continue the conversation. Share, like, please comment. I do read my comments. And I'll be continuing this op-ed on paper, The Right Movement. You can check it out at addicassius.com. Thank you very much and have a good and beautiful day. You guys look out for each other. You see a Black man, a Black sister in the streets, please ask them how they're doing. I don't imagine anybody could be well. And that was one of the sweet things that one of the silver linings while being in DC. Black people come up to you, be like, "Sister, you all right? You all right? How's everything going?" I really appreciated that. Let's check in on each other. Thank you. Hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. The Empress Addi Podcast operates as independent content creating. I like to have interesting conversations. I love to invite guests, but your support matters. So please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. Thank you.